I'm alone in the bridal suite at Willamette Valley Vineyard, Oregon, facing a mirror that runs to the ceiling, my veil behaving like a tame cloud draped over my shoulders. The dress fits like it was cut from a dream I never dared to say out loud. Makeup is perfect, eyes wide and bright, cheekbones clean, lips a dry rose that looks exactly like just kissed. The bouquet of white roses waits on the vanity. My phone pings, just a thank you from the dress shop. No text from Mom, none from Dad, none from Mason. Sorry, Mason will be busy, like always. A soft knock. Paige, the wedding planner, peeks in with that professional smile people learn so they can make anything seem normal. It's time, Avery. Ready? I glance through the window at the garden where 90 guests sit in tidy white rows. The quartet is spinning notes thin as mist. In the front row, 3 empty seats stare at me like lidless eyes. I ask without really opening my mouth, "They're not coming in it, are they?" Paige hesitates. "There's still time." We both know it's theater. I breathe, "Open the doors." The wood swings wide and every head turns. I hear small rips of whisper. "Poor thing. Must be family drama. Bless her heart." Pity fingers brush my skin, cool and unwanted. I lock onto Noah at the end of the aisle, navy suit, unhidden smile. He nods, one nod that says, "I'm here." I walk, one step, then another. In my head, Mom, 3 days ago. "We'll try, honey, but Mason has a firm event. You understand?" Dad behind her, tossing words like a dirty towel into a basket. "Tell her we're busy. When I was 8, Mason won a debate trophy. Mom positioned it on the mantle, photographing it like an altar. My art certificate got clipped inside the kitchen drawer with coupons and pizza flyers." "Pretty, sweetie," she said without looking. Dad ruffled my hair. "Your brother needs more support. He's going places. You get it, Avery." I keep walking. No tears, no shake. Chin steady, heart in its lane. At the altar, Noah takes my hand. Warm palm, a fleck of paint at the knuckle. He's been helping me repaint the studio. "I'm here," he whispers. "We're enough." A question strikes like lightning, sharp and unkind. If they won't show up today, whose daughter have I been all along? "You ready?" Noah asks. I am. In the vows, I say, I choose a future where we see each other clearly. Applause swells. Noah's mom hugs me and murmurs, "You're family now." Something inside me loosens, like a cork easing free without a pop. That night under string lights, friends make a circle and laugh. Sarah, college bestie, raises a glass to finding the family that deserves you. I smile, but when I turn away, my hand still wakes the screen. Empty. Those 3 empty seats keep sitting somewhere inside me. 2 years later, words on my laptop blur my eyes for a beat. Acquisition of Sparkline Studio closed. $22 million. It isn't the number that shakes me, it's the miles behind it. 5 years of grind, 2 years of negotiations, 3 near-death cash scrambles. The office door swings open and the team floods in with champagne and plastic flutes. "To Avery," Jen, my creative director, shout. "The woman who built something out of nothing, even when some people weren't looking." Corks pop like tiny confetti cannons. I laugh truly until my phone pings. Instagram. Mason posts from the twins' prep school fundraiser, picture perfect, my parents bookend in Mason and Brooke smiling like a bank brochure family. Caption, family tradition continues. 3rd generation at Crestview Academy. I scroll. Hawaii vacation, cozy Christmas, Dad's retirement party, Mason's Westland house, minimum $2 million at a glance, Crestview tuition, 30 grand a kid. Mason's good, but his firm's not that good. Family gossip says my parents have been plugging holes for years. Jen touches my shoulder. "You drifted." "I'm fine," I say, locking the screen. But in my head, I'm not jealous, I'm measuring. Something is crooked, like a picture frame everyone pretends is straight. Next morning, I call my financial advisor. I want to finalize the Porsche Taycan metallic gray today. 3 hours later, I sign. The price sounds like a wall no one should climb. $135. I'm not buying to flex. I'm buying to declare I never needed their money. I shoot one photo in the late sun, caption, "Dreams delivered." 3 days later, Wednesday noon, a name I haven't seen in 5 years lights the screen. "Mom." "Avery," her voice sharp as a pin. We need a family meeting. Tomorrow at 2, the house. After 5 years of silence, now it's a family meeting? I let the dry laugh slip. It's serious. She says. Dad in the background and pretending I can't hear. Tell her it's important. Important like my wedding? I ask and hang up before she can stage the scene. Next morning, I drive the Porsche to the Lake Oswego house where I learn silence. Noah texts. Remember who you are is call if you need an extraction. I grin, Nissen. An email from Tessa Quinn, my first investor. The one who bet on me when the studio was a sweaty loft. Your value doesn't live in the eyes that never looked. I ring. The door opens. Dad clocks the car before he clocks me. His first line isn't, "How are you?" but "You've done well." "Yes," I say. We move to the dining room. Mason and Brooke are seated. Brooke set a leather album on the table like a prop. Dad pulls a folder, slides a paper to me. "Let's be direct," he says, CEO to shareholders. "Mason's underwater. Bank's knocking, tuition behind. This is a loan doc. Terms are very fair. For family," Mom adds, dubbing the scene with the word duty. Mason leans in, dropping his tone like he's tutoring me in morals. "Blood helps blood. You're successful. Share." Brooke opens the album, pushes birthday photos at me. "They ask about you all the time." I close it. 2 years ago, my wedding was down the road. "Where were you?" "Busy," Mom says. "The firm had an event." "Not convenient," Dad adds, as if that justifies absence. I nod, something in me sliding into its groove. "And today is convenient because you saw a car on Instagram." Straight question. "Without the Porsche, would you have called?" "That's not fair," Mason snaps. "You always have to prove something, like the world owes you." "Your brother had more potential," Dad says, pressing each word. "We had to invest wisely." He gestures. "You're independent. Your parents on paper only," I answer quietly. The big things, graduation, scholarship ceremony, the day I launched, the day I married. You were absent. Absence isn't an accident. It's a choice. I flip my briefcase, lay a single sheet on the table. Press release drops tomorrow. The Alvarez Media Scholarship Foundation, $16 million for girls in film and digital arts, named for Ms. Alvarez, my teacher who showed up when you were busy. Funds transferred, trust structure locked, 12-woman board signed off last week. Mason jerks to his feet, chair scraping. "You're throwing money at strangers." "At girls who were treated like strangers in their own homes," and I said. I lift my phone. The voice memo app glows, at 3614 and rolling. "And just for clarity, this conversation is recorded. Any threatening texts, accusations, or guilt trips go straight to counsel if anyone gets creative with the narrative." I take my case and stand. Mom catches my sleeve. "Wait, you can't, I ease free. Some lives are worth saving, some are bottomless pits. I choose the former." I go. The door clicks behind me, a tiny period that echoes forever. All night my phone buzzes. Family emergency, don't be cruel, what will people think? I flip it face down and sleep in Noah's arms. Morning brings 6 voicemails from Mom, sliding from weepy to sharp to threatening. Noah hands me coffee, asks nothing. I open my laptop and check the foundation board agenda. Tessa sits at the head, smiling the way only stormwalkers smile. "You built the one thing manipulators fear, structure." At noon, reception calls. "Your family's in the lobby, it's loud." Through the glass, Mom's pearl earrings swing with her hands. "My daughter is abandoning her family," she shrills. Mason stands, arms crossed, red as a stop sign. I step to the hall, tell my team. "Security will handle it, keep working." That night, I send one email. "All further family communication goes through my attorney. Info attached. Any attempt to contact me at work will be treated as harassment." Patricia, my therapist, reads it and says at our session, "Boundaries are not punishment, they're harnesses." News moves the way it does in a big, small city. Mason goes to the Portland Chronicle to tell his ungrateful daughter tale. The reporter is smarter than the script and asks 2 questions. Why didn't you attend your daughter's wedding? And why did you call only when she showed financial success? The story that runs is not the one they meant. Social media stills, then swells with support. An elementary school friend I thought forgot me writes, "We all wondered why your parents never mentioned you." The old church invites reconciliation. I breathe, hit archive. Applications flood the foundation before the official open. Layla, 17, dark-eyed like a well with starlight, sends a short film that stops me. She faces the camera and says each time she speaks at home, the TV wins. So she chose to record silence. I see myself, a paint-smeared sleeve version at 17. That night I asked Noah, "Did I go too far cutting them off like this?" "You didn't cut them off," he says, tossing bread to the neighbor's sneaky dog who raids our balcony. "You closed the door and left the key with therapy and apology. They won't pick it up. You're not leaving, you're staying with yourself." The board votes me mentor for the first cohort. I say yes, giddy and scared. "Good fear," Tessa winks. I nod, like the first time in front of a camera. We agree the press release tells no family story. It's vision, process, criteria. Launch day, women in media. Alliance invites me to speak. I tell the mic, "Some talents are muted not for lack of skill, but lack of anyone willing to listen." The room stands. I spot Noah's mom, Jen, and young women in the back row gripping hands. No empty chairs haunt me. They never came to places like this. Weeks later, Mason loses the house. It leaks. I don't post. I'm busy reading applications, running programs, splitting tacos at the Thursday truck with Noah's crew. Pressure, however, doesn't flatten. Mom mails a letter in that neat, straight script. "We always believed in you." Half its edge is singed because I almost burned it, then didn't. Brooke sends Halloween pics of the twins. "They miss you." I set the phone face down. Patricia's line returns to me. "Guilt isn't a moral compass. It's the printout of old training." Layla asks after a workshop, "Does forgiving mean giving them a full reset?" I smile, slow. "Forgiveness returns your peace," I say. "Trust is a long contract. Anyone wanting back in has to read the terms." Then a twist, old-fashioned but effective. Mom calls, voice frayed, wants coffee downtown. I go, half curious, half testing if miracles exist. They look older, not from time, but from subtraction. Dad admits, "I should have been there at the wedding at a lot." Mom's eyes shine. "How do we fix it?" Dad reaches for the old line. "Therapy isn't necessary," and I see clearly. They want to jump straight from hurt to hug, bypassing the middle. I'm not slamming the door, I say, but my house has a code. The code is accountability, therapy, apology, not "sorry you're mad," "sorry we did this." They exchange looks. No one says okay. We part polite, like three strangers with no grounds to hug. The crescendo hits when they return to my office, this time with the old pastor, a family lawyer, and, God help me, the twins holding cards that read, "We miss you, Auntie." The letters are too smooth for kid hands. Jen whispers, "Children are not tools." I sign a no trespass order. Mom's sobs echo in the lobby. The pastor leaves a voicemail about moral duty. I forward it to counsel, then sit down and watch Layla's cut. Her film opens on a dark kitchen with the TV blaring news. A girl sets a mic against her chest to record breathing. Text reads, "If they won't hear me, I'll record so I don't forget I have a voice." I pause, warm tears sliding quiet. Not sad, seen. Thanksgiving, I stretch the table. Noah pours wine. Tessa tells the story of her first no from a VC and everyone howls. Layla sits at the far end, eyes bright, scholarship certificate framed on the sideboard. I raise my glass to the ones who see us as we are. The room clinks. My phone is powered down. No hum of absence tunneling the meal. Just knives, plates, the neighbor's dog barking because he smells turkey. That evening, the local news runs a segment on the foundation. There I am, warm lights. We build family through action, not titles. The next part compares our governance to case studies of bad money management. No names, but anyone can connect the dots. I'm not happy about their pain. I'm unnecessary to it. Truth isn't revenge, it's release. A week later, Women in Media Alliance calls my name for the Community Leadership Award. On stage, Noah sits front row, pride unhidden. No empty chair ghosts me. I say, for years I measured my worth by a stamp I never got. Now I measure it by what we make together. The room rises. I breathe like someone who finally learned to inhale after too long underwater. Next morning, Layla brings her final cut. Miss Avery, what if they show up with the right code someday? We open the door to tell her, half joking, all truth. But we don't let strangers cook right away. Kitchens make warmth. Warmth isn't for heavy hands. By year's end, Mom emails one line. We've started therapy, Dr. Parker, week 1. I don't reply immediately. I rest my palm over my heart, counting steady beats. I send back, thank you for starting. No exclamation point, no love you. A simple open sentence. I drive past the coffee shop where I once color graded on a borrowed laptop. Through the window, I glimpse my parents walking. Small under a winter sky, we pass like people who once shared an address and now share a city. I don't stop, not out of anger, because someone's waiting at the studio. Layla needs notes on a farm light scene. I promised, and this time, my promise matters more than a weak hand signal from the past. At the studio, sunlight cuts through tall panes and lands on a wall of photos, scholarship recipients with their crews. I sit beside Layla, nudging the frame. Shift left, I say, and catch the light sliding across her cheek. She moves the camera and her smile blooms like a second sun. On the wall, certificates stack, none with my parents' signatures. And I realize I never needed signatures to prove I lived. That night we shoot by the Willamette. The air knifes our fingers, Layla's shivering but stubborn. I want breath you can see, she says, and we laugh because it sounds too artsy. But the camera pulls in her white cloud of breath, so beautiful, I whisper an unladylike praise. Holy, look at that. She calls cut, and I look toward a bridge flickering in the distance, thinking about bridges in my life. Burned ones, fallen ones I never crossed, and rope ones I built barehanded, slipping often. I text Patricia, felt peaceful today without feeling guilty. She replies, that's your good sign. Late, I'm at the kitchen table. Water runs as Noah washes glasses, a low song. I open email and write, Mom, if therapy continues, coffee next month is possible. Conditions, no money talk, no outsider talk, present only, no defenses of the past. I schedule send for morning, not avoidance, my time. I draft the mentorship intro, first sentence typed, deleted, typed again. Family is who hears you even when your first sentence is only breath. I pause, smiling. I think about Thanksgiving, about Layla, about Tessa, about Sarah, about Noah's mom, about the neighbor's dog on the stairs, about this morning's caffeine, about the Porsche, not a provocation anymore, just a car that gets me where I'm going. Maybe one day my parents will punch in the code, maybe not. Either way, I've stopped throwing myself at doors cracked open just enough to keep me peeking and hoping maybe this time they'll see me. I turn and open my own door to the person waiting on the porch, Layla with the forgotten tripod, cheeks flushed with cold. Left this, she grins, breath making a little white cloud. I take it. 9 a.m. tomorrow, there'll be waffles. She nods. Yes, ma'am. The door shuts soft enough that I hear the clock hesitate, then keep going. I stand in the quiet listening to heart, house, self. For the first time, I'm not trying to be heard. I am simply listening to myself. And before lights out, I speak to the 8-year-old version of me crouched somewhere in that kitchen drawer beside a certificate, trapped under coupons and pizza deals. Hey kid, we don't need anyone to see us anymore. We're the ones turning on the light.